Take a moment and think back to your school experiences from kindergarten to 12th grade. How many times did you have to move from school system to school system? How many times did you have to be the new kid in school? Once, twice, maybe 3 times? According to the school age transition study done in 1997, the average military student experiences 6 to 9 moves during that time frame. This is more than 3 times that of their civilian peer group. In this presentation, I will show that a military parent can prepare their student for extracurricular and academic success by educating themselves on some of the issues their students will face with these multiple moves. This map represents major U.S. military sites in the United States and its territories. The gold stars only represent those sites with the largest concentration of military soldiers. Now, according to the Department of Defense, in a study they did in 2007, there are over 4,000 military sites in the United States and overseas. The average serviceman or woman is transferred every 2 to 3 years. So over a span of a 20-year career, this can mean over 10 moves for a military service family. As you look at this map, imagine some of the issues that can create for a military student. The good news is, however, that a military parent can educate themselves on some of the challenges that their child will be faced with academically. According to an article by Joe Burles in 2001, one of the major problems that a military student faces is a slow transfer of academic records or an incomplete academic record. Military families can go to their current school and ask for a copy to be made of their student's academic record and be asked if they can hand carry those records from one school system to another. Another big problem that they face are inconsistencies with curriculum and with graduation requirements from state to state. Military parents can do some research online and talk to their incoming school's guidance counselors to see if there are any issues and to see if they can come to a common resolution of them. Lastly, another academic challenge that military children face are inconsistencies with the school's academic achievement records. We're talking test scores, curriculum, and even the courses that they offer. Military parents may have to do some research about the schools that surround the bases where they could be stationed. This may even weigh heavily into where they buy their house or where their family chooses to reside. They may have to look into another option such as homeschooling or a private school. Military families also face challenges with the all-important extracurricular activities or clubs. Not all states offer the same clubs or offer the same sports. If your child is a swimmer and you move from one state to another and there's not a swim team at their new school, what do? A military family can look into programs outside of the school system, like in their local community or their YMCA. Another problem that military families face is that military service members are not always transferred during the summer. Sometimes they have to transfer during the school year. This creates a problem with extracurricular activities because students may miss the tryouts for the sport that they're interested in, or the club that they're interested in may be full. Military families can help alleviate the stress by contacting the school's guidance counselors, again, looking on websites, and perhaps getting some recommendations from their students' coaches at their prior school, and maybe having some tape of their child performing in the activity that they're interested in. I hope that we have shown you that military families can prepare their children for academic and extracurricular success when parents educate themselves on the issues their families will face. Frequent transitions cause a multitude of problems for military students. Therefore, the best advocate for a military child is a parent who has educated themselves on the issues and knows their child's needs. Do we have any questions?
Who is available to help a military parent other than the school counselor?
That's a good question. The military has hired a person called a school liaison officer. Now, this school liaison officer is present at any school system that has military children. You can contact or find the school liaison officer, or the SLO as they're called, by contacting the guidance counselor at your incoming school or looking on a great website, www.militarychild.org. This school liaison officer is paid to be the link between the school system and the military parent, and they'll answer a lot of these questions that we've talked about in today's presentation. Any other questions?
What are some things that parents should keep to help with school transitions?
Another good question. It's very important that military parents keep records for themselves. Like we talked about in the presentation, one major challenge that military families face are incomplete records or a loss of records. If you have copies of your student's report card, copies of important test scores, and even copies of writing samples and that sort of thing, that will help your student be more successful as you move. For high school students, it's especially important that parents are getting and gathering letters of recommendation from scout leaders, teachers, and from sport coaches. These can come in handy when you're very mobile and you're applying for colleges. Thank you very much and have a great day.